guys, welcome to our Kika Pet Nutrition Academy. The main reason why we decided to create these videos is because there's so many food brands in the market and it's so easy to get lost and to choose the best product for your pet. So in these videos we're gonna reveal the secrets of the most common questions and how to choose the best product for your pet, starting from composition to the best ingredients. So let's get started. Hey guys, so welcome to our first episode of the Kika Pet Nutrition Academy. I'm so excited to introduce you our very special guest, a real professional in the pet industry, Paulus. Hi Paulus.
Hi, hello everyone. Hi.
So can you tell me a little bit more about yourself and your knowledge about pets and all the industry?
Yeah, sure. So actually I'm in this industry for more than 10 years. And what I'm probably gonna do today, I'm gonna share my experience from the worldwide. It's not something from my personal perspective, but from what I have realized traveling the world and being in this industry for the last decade. So this is my experience.
That's pretty impressive. So I think we can get started. As I mentioned before, we're gonna reveal the secrets. I think one of the most common topics what we have today and nowadays in the human food and the pet food as well is the corns. So many people nowadays they're afraid of gluten in their own food, and now we notice that they're afraid of gluten in the pet food. Is this a sensitive topic?
Yeah, it's quite a sensitive topic, and I would say that the people are afraid of the word gluten itself. And in general, the gluten is people they say that if they see the gluten, they think that it's equally allergy.
Yeah.
It's something like that, but it's not necessarily true if we talk about the pets, because when we talk about the allergy which comes from gluten, it's not from the gluten, it's from the gliadin. It is one fraction of protein from the gluten. But this gliadin is coming from the wheat gluten. It's not from the corn gluten. So in general, if we talk about the gluten and allergies, we need to think more about the wheat gluten, but not corn gluten. So people, they see the gluten and they mix. They don't know if it's allergic or not. So if you see on the packaging is written corn gluten, you don't need to be afraid so much that it can cause the allergy. So in general, the corn gluten is not so risky ingredient for the dogs and cats.
Do you think there's any alternatives for that? Is there any?
Well, yes, in the markets, many of the companies using different ingredients like alternatives for the corn. You can use rice, you can use peas, you can use the potatoes, because it's very simple explanation. If you are cooking the food, you need to have a starch, and you need to get the starch from somewhere. So you can have a corn, you can have potatoes, you can have rice, peas, as I mentioned before. So like nowadays, which is very popular, many companies started to use potatoes. And potatoes, then you can call the food as a grain-free. When we talk about the corn and potatoes, like corn versus potatoes, it's always the big question, which is better. But in terms of the digestion, I think that corn is also quite beneficial for the dogs and cats.
Okay, I was in the shop yesterday and I was looking at the composition of many products, and I noticed some super premium, like high-end products for cats and dogs. They do have in their composition corn.
Yeah, it's true.
So maybe corn is not so bad because they still have it. And
well, if you look from the real nutritional needs for dogs and cats from that point of view, you understand that the corn gluten has quite a lot of proteins. And when the proteins of the corn gluten works together with the proteins of the animal-based proteins together, synchronized, it's very beneficial for the dogs and cats. Of course, if we talk super premium products, the high-end products, the animal-based proteins are supposed to be much more than the plant-based proteins like with the corn. But also corn is quite high in methionine. And methionine is one of the essential amino acids, which is essential for both for dogs and cats, but especially needed for cats. Also, the corn gluten has a lutein, which is actually works like antioxidant, and it's very good fighting against the free radicals. So if we take as itself as an ingredient, it brings you quite a lot of benefits. But the last thing which I realized from my experience, that still a lot of cat food is made based on meat, but of course there are quite a lot of corn inside. And one of the reasons is that it makes the product very palatable. So cats love to eat exactly the corn gluten makes the product more tasty, more palatable for the cat. So it's one of the reasons I think that also some companies can do.
Okay, so if what would you recommend and what would you suggest if somebody sees a product and he sees there's corn, what would you suggest? To get scared and not to buy the product, or it's okay?
Do you ask my personal opinion, or you ask me like an expert from the international?
Professional
Okay,
opinion.
professional opinion. So I always say you have to try first, because you never know how the dog and cat will react on some particular ingredient. I know that people nowadays, they read a lot of an internet, in some blogs or social media, and they make their opinion in their mind based on other opinions. So I always say you try, you measure, you check the results, and then you decide. So always, please, of course, read, but you try and then you make a decision.
That's a good answer. Thank you so much, Boris, for coming today. And guys, if you have any questions about the products, about your cats and dogs, please comment below. Thank you.